Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. This little thing has my attention. This little something or something. I'm going to talk about this soon. Not necessarily about what it is, but about how I'm working on it, because I think that's interesting. We shall see. But check this out. This is the guitar pedal I've been building. I used some spray paint. I used Malia's Cricut vinyl cutter and some clear coat after the stickers got applied. And look at that finish. It's a nice, there's a little bit of orange peel, which I think feels absolutely fantastic. I don't think I've ever had a spray finish come out this nice. It's not perfect, obviously. Nothing I ever do is perfect. There's some blemishes. I tried to sand them out, and it didn't work out quite right. But it's fine. It's a guitar pedal. I don't really care that much. But I think it looks fantastic. This might be the first time I've ever done a spray finish without runs, because I actually took the time to do light, even coats. And I think it looks great, and I'm really excited to put the guts in. The thing is, there's a couple of pieces in here. This LED that I just have kind of temporarily stuck here, and the DC power port, this guy, both feed in from the outside, which is fine. They're allowed to do that. But it sucks because I have to desolder them, put them in the case, and then try to solder this whole thing in place. Which, am I ever going to fix this if it breaks? No. But it just frustrates me. The frustrating thing is, I'm 100% positive. I've looked it up on Amazon that I own 2 pen connectors. I bought a whole box of them when I made the picture frame light thingy. And so I know I have connectors to fit this. That would be perfect for this job. I just don't know where they are. That's frustrating. The other thing I do have, though, is that I probably could use in this place. I'd have to see if it would fit. It would definitely work on the LED, but maybe not on this power port. I have single pin. I don't remember what they're called. They're basically made for temporary breadboarding type things, but they work really well on stuff like this. So I might be able to wire this up with those. I'm not sure. Chances are I'll probably just desolder these things, put them in the case, and then I'll never open the case again for the rest of my life. It either works or it doesn't, and if it doesn't work, and even if it does work, let's be honest, is this going to be something that I play for the rest of my life? No. If I ever get into a situation where I'm playing live and I think I need a compressor, I'll just buy a known quantity, a good one that I can trust, because I'm not going to trust, some janky homemade kit. Not that I'm actually pretty good at soldering and making things, but it's a questionable product. And we all know how I feel about questionable products and how California Chris feels about questionable products. Speaking of, we moved my kid in on Sunday, and she had probably, let's say, 10-ish totes plus refrigerator, microwave, a decent amount of stuff. And for the last year, both move in and moved out, we did it all by hand, and it was really frustrating. Well, Sunday, we're getting ready to leave, and Malia says, should we take the dolly? And I went, oh, that's a really smart idea. Why didn't we think of this before? Except that the dolly that I own was made by my father when he was in college, and it's made out of thick wall tubing and 1/4-inch plate. The thing weighs like 100 pounds. Not really. It's probably like 50 or 60 pounds, but it's really heavy. It doesn't fold. It wouldn't fit in my car. So I said, Why don't we go to Harbor Freight and buy a little dolly cart, like a folding cart? And we did that. And it was brilliant. It worked beautifully. I mean, by the last time, the dry bearings that had no lube on them were screaming for help. But the cart worked fine. And, it's one of those situations of I just needed a cart for a day. If it didn't make it past that day, that's fine. I didn't need it to. It was a $30 expense to save ourselves tons of time and effort. It was super hot. It was so nice just to be able to, take 2 or 3 trips to get all of her stuff in her room. So, Chris, sometimes the cheap tool is the right tool for the job. Because do I need to own an expensive folding cart? I do not. And I have no real use for it. And in fact, that's not true. I do have a use for it with Portal Games. But we have one in our convention support cart or palette. So I don't need to own one myself. It's already there. When I get to the show, I open it up. Ta-da. I have my collapsible folding cart. I just need a cheap one to get me through the day. And that's what I own now. It works. This little guy, I want to talk about it in kind of a broad thing. I'm not ready to talk about... It's a game. It's a type of game. It's not a game, but it is a game. I don't know how to explain this exactly. It's something. It's something that I've not done or seen before. I'm talking it up like it's something special. It's really not. It's kind of unspecial, which I think is what makes it special. But the way that I'm going about handling it, I'm finding to be extremely fun. And I think, I know other people have done what I'm doing. It's hard to... Okay, tomorrow I'll figure out how to talk about this. I need to test it some more and see if it's worth pursuing. I'm not completely convinced it's worth pursuing. If it is worth pursuing, this is hundreds of hours of my time will be involved in pursuing this, and that's a lot. And I want to make sure that what I've come up with is a good enough foundation. If so, I'm willing to put in the effort. But for right now, I'm cheating in the best way possible, and it's been really interesting and fun. So we'll talk about this tomorrow. We will, because I'm going to play it some more tonight. Malia has guitar practice tonight. Oh, damn. We'll talk about that later this week. We'll get to stuff. And I'll owe you a demo of this, because I think I'll probably put this together tonight. Okay, any other ideas for topics this week? Please let me know in the comments. I have some questions that y'all submitted. I very much appreciate that. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is yob. It's a noun meaning a cruel and loutish young man, a bully. Mick Jagger, ultimately slurring yob and displaying lordling, is classlessness apotheosized. Apotheosized? Yeah. Philip Norman, a British author. A yob. Y-O-B. Is that like a British... That sounds like a very British word. I've never heard that in the U.S.